touch each other enough. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I've noticed that as we get older, we seem to shy away from physical touch and we reserve it for only romantic relationships. But I noticed that with kids, if they're not in communication verbally, they're definitely in communication physically. If they're working on something, one of them will have their arm draped over the other one. They're hugging all the time. But when we get older, these things are reserved for special moments and special people, when it's like, this is just how humans should interact with one another. I had a coworker who was a huge hugger. You walk in, she's like, give me a hug. When you leave me, she's like, give me a hug. She's a huge hugger. And I used to be like, what is that about? I don't mind it, but like, what is it about? As I've thought about it more and more, I completely understand it, because I realize that even I am touch scarred. Pretty sure it's a cultural thing, because I know in other countries they're very touchy with each other. Like, the men will kiss each other on the cheek, they'll hold hands, they'll hug each other as much as they need to. It's just in America where we view touch through the lens of eroticism, when it's just like, it's just touch. Even just hearing the word touch, we're like, but it's like, it doesn't have to be that. It really makes me question how many people are in romantic relationships just for touch, and not even in a sensual way, just for the oxytocin that our body releases when we're touched. Like, that's the only relationship that they have in their life of which they're receiving those feelings. I also think family dynamic plays a huge role as well, because some people grow up in families that are super touchy. I just saw this Thanksgiving video of this daughter sitting on her mom's lap, and they were like cheek to cheek, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, that's a lot. But some people grow up in families like that. They're hugging all the time, they're holding hands walking down the street, they have their arms around each other, they grow up in that. And then there's the opposite. Like, if I was to ask anyone in my family for a hug, they would be like, are you okay? Because that's just not how we grow up. We're not very touchy. And I know everybody has personal boundaries that should be respected, but I really think we could all benefit from being touched more, and not in a sensual way. Like, literally just like platonic, friendly hugs, handshakes. Like, we could do more of that.